Hello and welcome to Activating the Magic. My name is Fiona Marie Ellis and welcome to day 2. So for those of you who are just joining us, make sure that you've checked out day 0 and day 1 because we are going through the 28 days of the magic practice, working through this beautiful journey courtesy of Rhonda Byrne. If you don't have a hard copy yet, the link is down below. And I also wanted to mention, some of you have come across this video because you're already in our private group. For some of you, maybe you've just found this video, there is a link below to join our private community. We wanted to gather together and create a single place where we could all really focus on gratitude, on keeping the conversation really positive and looking for all the wonderful things that are going on in our life right now. So if you want to be part of that, there's a link down below. Feel free to click the join button and just answer those couple of questions as well. So welcome to day 2. I trust you enjoyed day 1. I'm really grateful and kind of excited. I've done this journey so many times and I still forget the power of just sitting down and writing out your 10 blessings every morning. I speak them a lot, but these days sometimes I used to get busy or let life just get in the way and I hadn't taken the time to sit down and write them all out again. So what I recommended in yesterday's video, I trust you'll have it by now. I've got myself my journal. I've just started going through and writing out my what am I grateful for and why. So I love getting to do this practice. Now, remember the practice we started yesterday of count your blessings, of counting the 10 blessings, that's going to continue every single day for the full 28 days. So every morning we're going to get up and count our 10 blessings. Today's practice, today's magical practice, which is the magic rock, is actually another one we are going to run every single day. So we're going to bookend our day. And today's is about finding yourself a little magical rock. Now, the purpose of today's exercise, or both of these, is to really start to focus our brain. Really focus. There's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system. I like to think of it as a really obedient little puppy. It will go searching for anything that you tell it is important. You know what puppies are like? If you don't tell them what to look for, they're going to bring you back everything. So it's really important that we tell our brains what to look for. The magic rock, it doesn't have to be a fancy rock. So the first part of today's exercise or practice is to go and find yourself a rock. Now, in the past, I've used all forms of crystals and stones. I've got beautiful palm stones that I've used before. I've had stones that I've spent quite a bit of money on and really love them, and I've used them as part of this practice. But I've also just found stones. I found this when I was out walking recently. We had a festival event. It was a really beautiful day. It was a day that made me so happy, and I just felt so much joy that day. And I found this rock. It's just a rock. I don't know what particular healing properties it has. It's just a rock that I found on the ground. And I popped it in my pocket, and this is going to be my magic rock for the next 28 days of this gratitude journey, because it's already imbued with the joy. It already reminds me. When I look at this rock, I already remember that day and begin to feel good. And that's what today's practice is all about. It's forcing our brains to look for the thing that is most important. We're going to create what's called an anchor. So if you don't know this terminology before and you want to learn more about anchoring and how the brain works when it comes to triggers and response, stimulus and response, just let me know. There's a whole bunch of videos I've put together on that in my other coaching programs. So feel free to reach out in the Align Future collection. I've got those as well. So if you want to know more about how this is physically working in your brain, I've been teaching this for years, so I try not to get on a tangent today, but if you want to know more, just let me know. So what we're going to do today is find a rock. Any rock, doesn't matter, go pick up a piece from out the front today. If you're allowed to leave your house, if not, just grab something you've got lying around. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a practice of looking for not just what happened today, but we're going to be looking for the best thing. So every morning we're going to write down 10 things we're grateful for about our life. In the evening, what we want to do before you go to bed, pop this on your bedside table so you look at it. As you're getting into bed, as you're about to turn the light off, you're going to look at this rock, and it's going to remind you to go on a seeking mission and find the best thing that happened to you today. Not just the everything, the best thing. Now, I love this practice because when I was doing this I was guiding around last year, and I had a day, and by the time I got to bed, I thought it was one of those no good, horrible, very bad days. I really just was in a terrible state. I'd had a whole bunch of things go wrong, and I just was going to write the entire day off. Now, because I was doing the magic, and because I had the rock on my bedside table, I picked it up, held it in my hands. This is what you do. You pick it up, you hold it in your hands, and you basically just replay your entire day, looking for just that one thing, that one best thing, that one good thing that happened. What I discovered as I was doing this is when I reflected on the entire day, actually it had been incredible. There had been one bad phone call that I had let get me into a negative state. So the practice of coming back to my gratitude rock, my magic rock, allowed me to reset on that entire day. It allowed me to shrink that phone call down to what it was, maybe 1% of my entire day. And rather than letting that taint the entire day, I actually just kind of got to ignore that and focus on all the incredible, beautiful, wonderful things that had happened instead. And that's where this practice comes in really handy. It's giving us permission to reset, to really look at what is important, because your brain is wired to look for the negative. Our survival instinct is to look for danger. So people start to feel a little bit, I don't know, there's a lot of judgment around being negative. No, that's human. That's normal. If you weren't looking for the negative, if you weren't looking for the danger, I'd start to worry, because that's your brain's survival instinct. It takes conscious thought. It takes personal responsibility to look for the positives when your brain is looking for danger. It takes a lot of self-discipline and self-control to retrain your brain to look for what is good rather than just what is dangerous. And think about this like Google. So if you type in Google health, oh my God, look at all the millions of things that are going to come up for you. But when you type a specific question, the more specific you can get into Google, the more accurately it will be able to present you the results of that day. It's exactly how your brain works as well. So your daily practice today, starting with your 10 blessings every single morning. As I say, keep them in one journal so we can reflect back at the end and see all of those wonderful blessings we have to be grateful for and why. And at the end of each day, so today you're going to find your rock, place it on the bedside table. And tonight you're going to pick it up, you're going to hold on to it, and you're going to be incredibly grateful. Give thanks. Find that one thing, that one best thing that happened in your day. You can speak it out loud. You can write it in your journal as well. I think that's another wonderful thing. For some people, they took a photo of it and actually paste that photo in their journal, or draw it in some way, or describe it in some way so that they can remember. So over the next 28 days, you're going to have your 10 blessings and your one best thing that happened every day. Now just imagine how cool it's going to be to go back and reflect on all of that at the end of the month and see what an amazing month you had. Okay, so trust this makes sense and is valuable. I'm just going to double check. Finding the magic rock, holding it, saying it out loud. Yep, that's exactly how it is. So read the chapter. There's some really interesting backstory about the magic rock, about some incredible life-transforming moments that happened for someone who's carried the magic rock. And I'd love to hear your feedback as well below. For those of you in the private group, let's all share a photo of our magic rock. I want to see yours. Is it fancy? Is it plain? Does it have special meaning to you? Share below, because by the end of the 28 days, it's going to have incredible meaning for you. So until we speak, take care of you, take care of others, and take care of the greater good. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.